or make you laugh, make you cry like Ain't Life Funny. Ugh.
I mean, it was crazy. So first of all, before we fuck up and do what we did last week, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 30. Ain't Life Funny. Aaron, what's up?
What's up, everybody?
We're here, dude. The world still exists. It's not on fire yet. So I mean,
I told you, bro. Like, man, ain't nothing gonna happen, man. Cause like my thing with all this is like, at the end of the day, man, how much are you really gonna invest in some shit that really that you don't see? You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing if like they was kicking down your door, being like, yo, man, Biden the president now, or Trump the president now, get on the ground. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it ain't nothing like that, really. It's just, you just go to work like you always do. You know what I mean? And do what you do. But to me, the thing that's crazy about all this, dude, is, damn, Trump still won a whole lot of votes, yo. Like, he got enough votes to where he gonna want to run again, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't surprised. I mean, I know what country I live in, dog. Shit, this ain't no riddle to me, you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, you could tell... One that like the poll, I don't believe in the polls because I mean everyone saw last election that those shit they don't mean anything. Like I don't know where I heard it, but it has to. I think it's kind of plain to see that the people that vote for like Biden, really hardcore, they'll tell you who they're voting for. But Trump voters are either these mouth breathers that are just clearly Trump votes.
Safest place in the world to be is at a Trump rally.
God bless Donald Trump.
And a huge number of people who don't want to tell you. They don't want to admit it, but they are.
Because, bro, it's like being like. It's like if he was like in a pickup game and like the worst baller on the court gets to pick the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to be on that dude's team, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be hoping to get picked last for the other guy's team if he's way better. It's like if you had like, Sam Cassell versus LeBron picking you and shit, you're going to be like, God damn, I'm on Sam Cassell team, dog. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really what the issue is, man, is that like there's a whole constituency of people that are ashamed of it, and I think a lot of these people are, sad to say, closer to you than you realize. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's more than likely it's like your boss, you know what I'm saying, or your boss's boss or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, that's what people don't really want to think about. But I mean, part of the thing with Trump, I don't think it's like it's an economic thing, man. Like, them people was getting money, bro. That's what I said in the last episode, bro. Like, Trump was getting all the people that needed to get paid. So that's why I was thinking he gonna stay in office. And like, he still might. Like, he ain't really lost yet, you know what I'm saying, as we speak, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't look good, but, I mean, I don't know, man. I'm to this point where it's like the fact that he's won as much as he has, it's like apparently people do not view this guy in the same light as I do. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just crazy that even with everything that's going on and with all these problems that we're having and stuff, that there's still people that no matter what will just blindly vote for a party. They don't really give a fuck who it is or maybe even what some of the more, colorful platforms these people have or ways that they go about things. They're just straight up party people. You know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck who it is. Even if it's Trump, they don't really want to go against their party, which I don't know. It's hard for me to kind of live because my wife is super into this and, into the results, especially. She doesn't want to see Trump in. And for me, it just is one of these things where I don't want to see the guy. I just don't. I'm sick of him. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to hear all this shit. I don't like talking about him. And I don't like the way he makes us look. But I don't think as like politicians, I don't trust any of them. So we've said it ad nauseum. We're getting a choice between two turds, and we're just choosing the less stinky of the turds.
Right.
But I just don't really care. I don't want to see the guy win. It's kind of crazy when you watch, like, I don't really remember 2016 exactly, like, who the states Trump won that he shouldn't have won versus, typically Democratic states and whatnot, but I'm looking at a map. Like when you type in election numbers in Google, it'll bring up a map of the United States, and it's literally the coasts up and down are blue except for Florida, because we all know why the fuck that is. But it's all coast, and then everything in the middle is just red.
Right.
So I don't really know, man. I don't think he's gonna win. It's like I'm looking at the numbers, and I think as long as Biden wins Nevada and
that's it. I think if he just wins Nevada, really.
Yeah, I think that's it. And if he wins Nevada, it's over. Like Trump can't win if Biden wins Nevada. So
my whole thing with it, man, is like, just as a disclaimer, like we not really educated enough to be thinking on none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just keeping it all the way 100. Now, as far as that, but this is what I'm saying though. As far as the average American voter goes, we're way smarter than them. Like, that's what's really terrifying about this, right? And then, as far as the average politician goes, we're probably smarter than them too. Because the thing that's really crazy to me, dude, is like, this is my first time ever really voting. Like, I voted through the mail before, like when Obama first ran. I don't know if that vote ever got counted or not. I lived in Florida. I mailed it hella late, so who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knows if that shit went through or not? I don't know. But one thing I noticed though, like when I went to the polls this time, dude, it's like legitimately when you go there are people standing outside that are trying to change your vote as you walk in the door. There's a line that says you can't, I forgot what they call them people, but like no person can talk to you past this point. You know what I'm saying? So like the reason, like I actually voted for one of them people because it was this girl's mom that was running for the board of education. And I don't really give a fuck who wins in this county because I don't plan on living here too much longer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm going to move eventually. So it's like, like it's funny because they had a bunch of like the way they do it here, like they make you vote on the budget and they have like all this stuff like they want to get more money to make to like renovate the library architecturally and all this stuff. And then it's at like community colleges and all this. But I'm like, it says renovate, but does that mean that you're going to rebuild the buildings? Or are you going to get more books and like help students? Because like, I don't give a fuck if y'all got a nice building. Like, so I just said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said no to all that shit. Because it's like, the way I look at it is, if I say yes, y'all go take that money and take it out of my taxes. So,
that's like the fundamental problem with politics in general. Like, for people like you and me that I think just have a general knowledge of government enough to see that it's all just a game to get money funneled to certain people and stuff. Like none of this stuff moves the needle for me at all. I will say, in terms of cool election / just like legalization topics, more weed states, a lot more weed states, keeps going.
Yeah.
Portland decriminalized all drugs.
Is this a 5 o'clock free crack giveaway?
I didn't see that.
Like you can have a small amount of anything now, like hardcore drugs. And then also interestingly, for Washington, D.C., first of all, you apparently could just get fucked up if you live in D.C.
Oh, yeah, I saw they legalized psychedelics.
Yeah,
decriminalized.
You can sell mushrooms. Dude.
Well, you know why, right? They're trying to... well, no, they're trying to make it so that people can start taking those... but they're trying to make it so people can take those nootropics, they call it like microdosing mushrooms and shit. Yeah. That's coming like a real thing. Like people are like, it's companies trying to invest in that and shit. And,
no, they're actually not to interrupt you, but do you know who the comedian Russell Peters is?
Yeah.
He was talking on something where he has an investment in a company that's based out of the Netherlands because this has all been kind of legal in Amsterdam for a long time.
Yeah.
But there he has a capsule that's a microdose. It's like medical grade psilocybin in a capsule in a microdose, and he's been doing it for like a decade already. Like he's already been on that shit forever.
Yeah. So. I got mad theories on that shit too, because like I feel like a lot of what that is there's a movement of natural medications, like all marijuana, all that, where I think people are realizing that there are hella bad side effects of a lot of the psychoactive drugs doctors give you, plus the opioids as well. Cause like you seen how that shit ran through like Florida and like literally for like 2 decades. Like, remember we lived in Florida, we used to look around and be like, man, these people got so much fucking money. And like you would see like a building and you'd be like, there's no way this place is making all this bread. But everybody got Benzes outside and shit. They were selling fucking pills and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and moving money, like real talk. Like, I remember I used to say that with my dad. I'd be like, bro, these people selling drugs, yo. There ain't no way these people this goddamn rich, you know what I'm saying? And like, half of them was like, Florida literally exported enough pills out of its state to kill every person in America, dog. Like, if you were to just take that shit, they gave enough pills out that every one of us could have OD'd on them. So,
forget that documentary. You remember that documentary where they were following all those people that would just go from place to place and fill the same prescription over and over?
Right. Yeah, man. So I mean, like, that's a real shit. But trying to get back on the on what I was saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. But
yeah, it's all good.
Happy to see like that kind of shit. But in terms of like even like the overall election or just these smaller local things, I just don't give a fuck, because I feel like if you're plugged into it, even at a local level, maybe I could trust that you're not as like greedy. But these people at the top, it's like, I tried to explain to my wife because she was just getting like sort of, just like a little bit anxious about what's going on.
Yeah.
And I was just like, think about any time in your life. I'm 37, so I guess some people think that's super old. You know, I get that. But I like even
old.
My parents' age, or people we know that we would consider old. Have you ever seen anyone get elected and you personally, have had any benefit? What, like, you literally stood back and were like, you know what, man, ever since blah blah got elected, you know what, my life's been great. I never once said that.
I will say the two presidents that I think kind of did have that impact to a degree, but it wasn't necessarily their own doing, would have been Clinton and Obama, because Clinton did create a surplus in the budget, you know what I'm saying? And like, but I think a lot of that was because of the .com movement, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, internet took off during his presidency. So like, it really wasn't him doing that shit. But then secondly, Obama, on a social scale, I feel like he had an impact in terms of like trying to make it seem like America was moving towards equality. And plus he got gay marriage approved like throughout the nation and shit, which, I mean, like, as a straight man, though, like, I don't want to delve too deep into this topic, but we can get on this some other day. But as a straight man, like, I never really, like I was raised to kind of be anti-gay, I noticed, you know what I'm saying? Like, being in church and stuff and, like, all that. Not that anybody ever told me, like, yo, hate gay people, you know what I'm saying? But just, like, that shit wasn't, like widely accepted in my community. And looking back on it, I'm like, I don't hate them people, and I don't want them to have less than me because they different than me, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, it took me a while to see that, and I think that wasn't Obama's doing necessarily neither. I think the country just was all coming to that same
that was a cultural
fruition,
thing,
you know what I'm
anyway,
saying?
Dude. Like,
yeah.
And even just like whatever, like, you grew up Christian, so did I. So I guess there's like one check on a box where it's like, okay, well, that would cause, there's some negative shit towards gay people if you grew up in that. But also, just like from my experience, just speaking openly, like, my friends who are black, a lot of them are way more like the dudes I know are way more like, man, fuck all that shit, like that kind of attitude, where it's like you can tell that somewhere in their upbringing, like, that was just like frowned upon to the point where they just like.
I mean, my dad don't like gay people neither, you know what I'm saying? Like, didn't either, but like part of it, what it was, I think, was that there's a history of that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they used to rape black men and, you know what I'm saying? Like, make them, like, they had like slave farms and shit where they would put a bag over your head. And then you would just fuck any woman that was in there so that they could keep breeding. But sometimes they would make them fuck their own mothers. Like, that's where the term motherfucker comes from. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's a whole lot of shit with that. And then, like, in the West Indies and shit, like, a lot of Jamaican dudes and all that, like, all the Caribbean dudes, like, they used to rape them down there, like, hard, they said. So, like, Jamaican dudes especially will kill gay guys. Like, in Jamaica, if you say you're gay, like, they'll stone you in the street damn near. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
I mean, they do that shit
it's just
in the
like,
Middle East too. I mean, it ain't like, we ain't exactly.
But they some of the gayest people.
Culture, but we definitely are the like radical that you see where it's like they're throwing people off buildings and shit for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I was just saying that, like, Obama, to a degree, I feel like did help usher that in. But I think it was also just a mentality shift. Like, kind of, we were talking about like the Matrix and shit. Like, when Neo's mind changed, he changed. Like I think the world's mind was changing. So I don't necessarily equate anything to those politicians. But
well, and I also think for for that or any sort of like social awareness that I wouldn't really accredit that to any one president. I guess like, yeah, did they have policies? But I think that's more of what you're seeing is like the acceleration of the internet caused, where before it was just like your dad told you this, and this is the religion you grew up told you this, and your community, blah blah. But now it's like the world shares their opinion, and clearly no one wants, like, if you're a good person, like I don't care, go for it.
Right,
you know,
exactly.
I have gay friends, and like honestly, so most of the time when I'm hanging out with them, they like the people I've met, lovely to hang out with. I have no idea why you would hate on it. So it's
well, you know what I realized? What really opened my eyes more than anything, dude, is like I moved and I worked at that Trader Joe's in West Hollywood, and like all the people on the staff there was pretty much gay. But before I even worked there, the dude that was the manager at my store in Florida was gay too, and he was like, "Yo, just let you know, like this is like a heavy gay area of the city." He was telling me this as a gay man to a straight man, but I was like, "Oh man, I don't give a fuck about that shit." But like when I went out there, like literally every person come through the line, you know how it is over there, and like like legitimately,
it's not like you're like, oh wow, very progressive. It's like, holy,
it's like welcome, right, exactly. It's like you in our town now, motherfucker. Welcome to Toontown. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't a cartoon, you better get the fuck on. But like legitimately though, like none of them at any point ever even tried to holler at me. You know what I'm saying? Like not even like, I guess I did have a dude on the bus one time, but this dude was just obviously like a freak. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude was he would have fucked a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't like I was special. Like straight, this dude was just crazy. Down. Like straight up, this dude like literally on a silent bus at 4 a.m. It's like, hey man, you getting off work? Like, oh, maybe we could go somewhere and hang out. And I was like, bruh, I'm going to work right now. Like, what are you talking about? I got headphones in. Like he's literally getting my attention in front of like 85 Mexicans on the bus standing shoulder to shoulder trying to holler at me. I'm like, bro, you're insane, sir. Like, get away from me. You know what I'm saying? But what I'll say about that was like, none of them, you know what I'm saying? So like, if you're like that anti-gay, it's really something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like you just have hatred in your heart. And that's why I'm trying to like connect all these dots to get back to Trump. Because I think you got to look at like the people that was voting for him. At this point now, it's so irrational what's going on. You just have to have hatred in your heart to want to vote for this man. Because like, what else are you really standing for? Like literally, like I guess the edifice of whiteness is at risk or whatever. Like I mean, that's what it seems like is going on. Like the old thought process of I need my gun and my land and fuck these niggers. Like I mean, is that what's really going on here? Because like, but it can't be that because it's 50% of the people though. You know, it's more people than that had to be. Not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's got to be straight laced regular people too. You feel me? So like. I don't really comprehend why anybody would go for him other than the fact you just can't back off your square. Like, you was like, nah, I voted for him the last time. Everybody hating on him and shit. He's right. And it's like, what is he right about? Name one fact this motherfucker to spit. You know what I'm saying? Like, his game is on zero. Like, I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can see if he did some fly shit. Like, I guess maybe they just getting money, but please, man. I can't even connect anything to him that he's done, bro. Like, that's beneficial.
I don't know. I've been trying to like think about that, like who would, because clearly he has like there's so many, I mean, just looking at the map, there's so many people who would actually vote for this guy.
Like half the state, half every state.
Like, I think it's like what you're saying is true, where it is people that are either they're like what I said before, party people, or people that for some reason voted for him before and feel the obligation because they did that previously to just blindly do it again, which that's dumb. That's real lazy thinking. So okay, right. I can see that too though. But then I feel like there's also because I think you see like younger people. That's kind of what's been bothering me is like seeing younger people and people. Like you see black people, you see all the whole every range of people. You do see at Trump rallies. I know it's not like a big number, but you see it.
It's Mexican people voting for Trump. That's what wants to build the wall.
To say it's all like racist, well, it's clearly not because there's other races in here that they're vocal about it too. They're like out there. And I think it's literally the younger people, especially, there's like these, you know, and I kind of know this mentality because I think it's probably what a lot of people have in their 20s is, you know, oh, this is what everyone likes, fuck that, I don't like that, or this is what everyone hates, I'm going to support that. Like that kind of mentality that, like these young people that, I mean, fuck it, dude. We were jaded about the system that we were in when we were younger too. So I get that.
Right.
No, but to be now and to be at the age where you actually can vote, you know, if you're 17 or whatever, I don't give a fuck. Like, do you? If you want to just be like Trump and not vote, like, cool, I get that. But if you're voting and you see what he's done, you know, even the COVID shit that whatever happened, you know, the socially COVID, take this last 6 months, just use that. I'll give you, he had a good economy before all that. But one thing I always attribute when politicians, especially presidents, take credit for things, I always look in my mind and say, is that something you did? Or is that something that was getting worked on like 6 years ago that finally got into fruition and now you're reaping the benefits because you're in the seat?
Well, let's just be honest. Trump wasn't at no Wall Street meetings being like, hey, you guys need to put your money over here and make all this money. He wasn't doing that. That shit was just happening. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like he was, oh, sell Microsoft for this price. Nah, come on, man. Like, we know what's up.
Like for rich people, he can make moves that make those people money immediately. But
that's what he did.
Like the economy's better, there's more jobs. That could be a million different factors and 3 different presidents that got all that to happen. And it just so happens when you're in the seat, the numbers are spiking because they did all that work. You know what I mean?
It's like Dave Campo won a Super Bowl because Jimmy Johnson built the Cowboys up in the years before. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like,
perfect
you feel
analogy.
Me? Like that's what happened.
You got all the benefits of the talent that was before you, and you know that's politics, baby. That is what it is.
Check this out, though. Because this shit has been happening like this with all the numbers, I thought of a really great game that we could play on live on air for all the fans at home. It's called Who You Think Voted for Trump. So since half of just about every state is split down the middle, you name a name of someone that we know, and then you say if you think they voted for Trump or not.
Okay.
So,
I like this.
All right. Yeah, exactly. So I guess we could start. I think, what was his name? Peter Russell? Who you think Peter Russell voted for?
Peter Russell?
Isn't that comedian you just said? Russell Peters? Is that his
Russell
name?
Peters?
Okay, I got dyslexia of the name.
Russell Peters is rich as fuck.
So you think Russell Peters voted for Trump, or you think he voted for Joe Biden?
He's still like, I don't know if he's relevant in the U.S. and he lives in the U.S. So I don't know, because he might actually is Canadian. So I don't know if he can vote. I'm saying he went Hollywood and voted Biden because of the
Okay. So
even if he's rich, but inside he's probably like, man, if Trump wins, like I'm fucking
take this money. Hell yeah.
That's what Hollywood is. It's like the rich people in Hollywood, they'll vote Biden, but inside they're like financially, you know, like their account's like,
oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's
silently in the corner, like, yeah.
Well, that's why I thought we didn't talk about this, but I mean, I guess I do need to beat Ice Cube's ass now because he did come out and try to like talk to Trump and shit. But I feel like everybody's giving him too hard of a rap on that.
Understanding it, I think he was talking to all political parties because I think he's trying to basically set up an organization where you buy the black vote somehow.
Pretty much something to that degree. I mean,
that's a real shitty.
But here's the thing, though. He's stupid as hell because you don't have, like, as a celebrity, you don't ever make a political statement, bro. Regardless of what side you pick, you're gonna get fried, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna it's like what Jordan said. He's like, Republicans buy sneakers too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in the public eye, you can just be totally ambiguous and be like, I don't speak on those matters. You know what I mean? That's why, like, Trump kind of pisses me off because he gets his tongue caught up in shit where it's like, bruh, you could just literally say, I don't have anything to say about that topic at this moment. Yeah. And nobody can put the heat on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're in the greatest position of all time. Like, it's not like you're under oath on a stand answer the damn question. You know what I'm saying? Like, you literally can just be like, oh, no, I don't want to speak on that. And then you can just move on. But he be sitting there giving that shit credence no matter what the topic. Because, like, we should think George Bush was dumb, bro. George Bush stuck to the script. You know what I'm saying? Like, to a point where, like, looking back on it, he's actually one of the better presidents we've had compared to this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
so, like,
refreshing. If we got a George Bush right now, I'd be like,
you'd be
fine.
fine.
Thank you.
Exactly.
I fully support this. And that's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's wild about this, dude. Like, that's what's really blowing my mind. Is like, damn, this nigga got me praying for fucking George Bush to come back. Like, who would have ever thought this day would come?
Sad, dude. That's why it's heartbreaking to get into politics, and why, honestly, one of my heroes, Hunter S. Thompson, once I got into him and read up, because he was heavily into politics, right?
Yeah.
And he learned about politics. Super smart dude. Plenty of problems with drugs. You know, you can look into him. He's a badass. But anyway, one thing he did do very well is he outwardly was like an opposition to Nixon, right? He would write about how shitty this guy is. Well, then he got offered to cover a political election. And he got in with this guy named George McGovern, who was running against Nixon, I believe, and basically followed him on the campaign trail while he was campaigning. And this is, you know, obviously back in the 70s and stuff. Went through everything with him, saw it happen. And basically what happened in that election was George McGovern was the perfect candidate. He was going to win. But his vice president, even back then, the game was to basically decredit the other team. So his vice president had a history of mental illness, and at the time, electroshock therapy was like, you know, that's what they used on crazy people, you know. Well, they heavily attacked the dude on it. You can look up the speeches and shit. He'd get questioned, and he'd just start pouring sweat. So they like basically lost the election. But Hunter S. Thompson saw all of this. He tried to hijack a sheriff election locally, and he almost won in Aspen to become the sheriff of Aspen with like crazy platforms, like we're gonna take all the gravel and pavement in the city square, and we're gonna rip it up and put grass in it. It's just gonna be a common area. And anyone convicted, there will be no drug police. Only if people will be arrested if they like deal bad drugs. Shit like that. Like that was his real platform. But what he would do is he would go on stage and kind of trump these politicians back then, like, because they didn't know what they were dealing with. He was like this guy, he was like, you know, funny, quirky, had these crazy ideas, and he was going up against these old school dudes, and he would just overpower them, and he almost won. But he saw elections, and he saw this like bullshit bureaucracy, and even back then he's like, it's a broken system. If somebody as crazy as me can almost hijack this, then clearly something's wrong with it. Because
I mean, what you're talking about, dude, has happened on multiple levels in different elections with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not the only person that's almost done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, just even a local guy, like, you can just like literally like right now, you and me can decide to run for office, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like, I mean, that's kind of like the beauty of it, but at the same time, a flaw in it. Cause like I was saying, dude, there are people outside the polling stations as you walk in trying to get you to change your vote. And like, to their credit, like I'm not on nobody's side. Like, I actually did, because I voted for some third party person for the board of education because they said she didn't take no money from nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, she raised all the money on her own. I'm like, well, then fuck yeah. It's like, you ain't under nobody. I'm like, I fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? And you younger than me. You out here trying to get it. Like, do your thing, shorty. So I voted for an old girl. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't trust neither side, like you said. Now, I did almost vote. Now, like you were saying, too, with that whole being counterculture shit. You know what I mean? Like, legitimately, I did almost vote for Kanye just to be like, man, fuck everybody. But then I was like, all right, man, you can't be dicking around like this, bro.
That's what's crazy about
old Kanye
old, because I've been that. Like, that's me.
Right, yeah, me too.
Inside is I fuck politics, fuck, you know, bureaucracy, and I'm not an anarchist, but I don't like authority.
I'm an anarchist.
Like, I do not like that shit. So
I'm more of a libertarian, but
yeah. I mean, I don't really like to even say that because libertarian, it's still like there's some certain ideals that they like that it's like, I don't give a fuck about that. Like, come to me with basically, this is how I wish government would work.
Hold up, real quick. Who do you think Joe Rogan voted for?
Oh, he voted Trump for sure because they did like a live like election thing last night.
Oh, God.
Tim Dillon, some guy who was like on cocaine, just throwing out statistics, and that was it. But dude, he got wasted, I think, or like high or something, and just you could tell that the Republican came out of him because anytime they started like giving Trump like positive, like, oh, he's winning this, he's like, yeah. Like, dude, you motherfucker.
He moved to Texas, so you already know what's up, dog. You know, you feel me? Oh,
I mean, hey, he moved there, and dude, again, he's super rich. Like, that's what I was trying to explain to my wife and a couple of my friends. It's like, there's some people that will vote on that, and they don't give a fuck about who it is because they know Republicans will treat them well financially.
Right.
That's what they care about. So,
right.
You're never going to talk that guy into going for a Bernie Sanders or even a Joe Biden,
right?
Because he knows, bottom line, if he's a billionaire, he's a couple $1 billion to him. He could take. He doesn't want to lose $2 billion. If there's a difference between getting that or not, if Satan was the guy in the Republican Party, he would vote for that person. You know what I mean? He doesn't care.
My whole thing with it, honestly, like the reason why I can't fuck with Republicans is because of this shit with Trump and shit prior to all this too. But the reason why I kind of am more open to their ideals is because they are a little bit more straightforward with the bullshit though. You know what I mean? Like they're like, yeah, we're trying to get this money. Like, fuck the bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you rich, we want rich people to get money, and then because rich people got money, then y'all have money. Like, it's a stupid thought process that was created by Reagan and shit and really ain't true. But Democrats do the same exact shit. They just do it through the veil of, oh, we trying to help people. You know what I'm saying? Now, there are some things to a degree I think that they're a little bit better with, but at the same time, you're not gonna get no better underneath no Democratic president as you would with a Republican, like you were saying before. Like that shit ain't gonna change your life directly.
Your life doesn't change, man. It never.
Honestly,
we ain't rich enough. Like that's the problem.
I was about to say,
like I need to focus on getting a shit ton of money, and then when I need to worry about that and worry about politics, then I will. But at this point, they ain't doing nothing to help me. They don't give a fuck about me. And I'll like the one thing I will say positively about social services and government. And I don't know who to attribute this to. Some people would say Obamacare, but I'll just explain what the situation is, and then I'll explain why I don't really know who to thank, truly. I got cancer. I didn't have insurance that would cover anything. So when I went to the hospital, they were like, you got no insurance, you got no job, I couldn't work. You got to get on Medi-Cal, which is state-run Medicare. Emergency insurance for people in California, and I'm sure it exists in every state. Call it what you will. They at the hospital at UCLA, I love them. UCLA Health, they're the best. They had social workers at the hospital. I don't think that me, as any other person, got this help. You know, I'm sure anyone that went there and had the same emergency health issue that I had would get the same treatment. I think.
Yeah.
For me, I went in, these people that were social workers helped me and my wife fill all these papers out, do all this work to get Medi-Cal and unemployment and shit. So I could get my leukemia straightened out, see doctors and be treated. So they did all that. I had no insurance. They put me in UCLA in a room and began treating me. And that, you know, without that, they got it for me. I don't know who in the government's responsible for that.
Well, that's because I can tell you why. It's because you would live in California, dude. Like, if you live in another state, that's just not the same case. You know what I'm saying? Like, not at all. I don't know that. Yeah, but like California has high state tax for that. Yeah.
And I'm here, dude. And I didn't have, I couldn't work. I did not work for 2 years because I couldn't, because I was just receiving medical shit. And, you know, it is what it is. But I got better. I got crazy fucking shit done to me to get leukemia out of my body. And it all was basically on the government dime.
Well, that's the thing, man. Like, that's why I say, like, I am in the support of government, you know what I'm saying? But to what functionality? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like our government plays too much into businesses, and like the smart thing to do as an American dude is to somehow get a business, no matter what it is, and open it up, because they give more rights to your business than they do to you as an individual. You know what I'm saying? And more leeways. Like, legitimately, like, you realize somebody could die under your supervision as a business owner, and you can close your business down and not deal with any type of charges. Like, you can get negligence or whatever, but it won't go to you. It'll go to the company, and then you walk away from that shit. You see what I'm saying? Like, whereas me as a person, if I were to hire, like, let's say like a Spanish migrant worker from Home Depot to help me do something, and he falls off my roof and dies, now me as that person, I'm responsible because I don't have an LLC or whatever. You see what I mean? So, like, just in that alone, that's really what is the strength of America. No other country.
Are you really responsible in that situation?
Yes, dude.
Death?
Yes, dude. Like, I think it's to the point that if somebody breaks in your house and hurts themselves breaking into your house and you don't have, like, insurance, you can get held liable for that. Like, let's say somebody break your window.
People have sued, like, broke into somebody's house, been shot in the house, and, you know, obviously were shot because they broke into the house, but somehow they sued the person.
Right. But here's the thing, though. The reason why I'm saying that is, like, okay, that's all. Like, we see where our government is in the pockets of. It's like they're on the side of business. You know what I'm saying? The business entities, like the market, basically. You know what I mean? Like, which is fine. That's how y'all want to operate. But we know that it doesn't matter who gets in, because let's say that they really did want to help everybody. Here's a great way to help everyone, dude. Every individual right now as we speak. Everybody's talking about base minimum wage and all that, and it hasn't gone up. Instead of having the base minimum wage, why don't we just cut taxes, like, across the board? Like, why don't we make it so that instead of every state taking different tax levels and stuff, we make it so that there's one national tax, and then y'all do with y'all money as y'all please and handle that shit right. And if you fuck it up, then that's y'all fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's literally has been times in our lifetime more than once now where businesses have fucked their money up, and then they came in our pockets, dog, you and me, the average taxpayer, and paid them off and was like, oh yeah, the coronavirus too bad, we're gonna give a stimulus package to the businesses and the market and shit, and American Airlines and all that, and save their ass. And then they saved the fucking auto industry, and they did the same thing with fucking, you know, in 2008 with the banks and stuff. And it's like, when do we get the break? You know what I'm saying? Like, because they can make mistakes and be like, oh, you know what I mean? But really, if Bank of America goes under, how is that hurting me as an individual? It's like, I'll go to another fucking bank. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, give me my money. It's FDIC insured, and I'm out of here. Like, but because they've done those things and they haven't cut none of us no slack, that's how you know it don't matter who wins. Like, that's my thing about it, bro. Now, I am glad Trump got out of office because I couldn't keep listening to that bullshit. But at the same time, like, what moving forward, dude? Because that's what our last episode was about. Like, what do we think is gonna happen? I don't think nothing gonna happen. I think it's gonna be business as usual, just with the veil of, you know, Democratic spin on it. You know what I'm saying? A different spice. You know what I'm saying? Same cut of meat, just slightly different seasoning. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm with you. I hate sounding anti and all that and making it sound like, oh, voting don't matter and shit. But at the end of the day, bro, like, I don't think our lives are gonna be too much different. Like, even like, I think it's gonna be the veil of it looking different. Like, because Biden can't handle the coronavirus no better than Trump. What are his qualifications?
It is what it is now. Like, no matter who goes into office, like, they could get fucking Captain Planet in the office, and like, there ain't no magical way to get out of mid-pandemic fuck-ups at this point. Like, unless maybe they can contain the shit and start limiting it from now. But at this point, like, this fucking a United States map of Corona shit probably looks like this map of the fucking Electoral College and shit. It's all red except for a few states in the coast.
Right.
Because nobody can control themselves. And I mean, it's all like the Corona shit. We could talk. I don't really want to talk on that because, to be honest with you, everything about that now, like, I don't know about the restrictions, like with social shit. But to me, like, the way I live my life, you know, wear a mask, Go if you're gonna go outside and exercise, do it safely, do it smartly. You know, there's some shit we have to keep in mind, but it ain't like we were living like fucking, like just running out into traffic and shit. Like, don't be a dumbass. You know,
I mean, that's my thing, bro.
Parties.
Yeah.
You know, we know what causes the shit now. Don't do those things. And to these people that want to cause like scenes in stores and like you're taking away my fucking rights. It's like, no, we're not. This is a fucking human decency thing. Do the right thing. And like, I'm sorry, you're fucking it's so inconvenient. It's like your life's so inconvenient now. You can't go to a movie or you can't like go into a store without a mask on. I'm like, oh God.
I mean, the thing about that though, dude, is that we've always lived like this. Like just in different reframes. Because for example, let's say you want to drive down the wrong side of the road. Because I'm free, I can do what I want, man. Fuck you guys, man. I'm from Australia. We driving to the side. Why y'all doing this? Like, just do that same argument when the cop pulls your ass over and see what the fuck happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, all they did was add a face covering to the mix. Like, it's like anything. Going to the grocery store with your dick out. What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, get on the bus and cuss the bus driver out. What's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, we can go down the list of all these things. You know what I mean?
There's shit out there. Like, that's the thing. That's my other thing about like the corona shit. Like, from people like you and me, like inside, I'm angry. Okay, I understand that. I'm trying to limit it, but like, I know you and I both. Like, I'm not out there actively like I wish a motherfucker would, but if I see somebody that's acting a fool in public, especially now, my instinct inside is to be like, put a mask on, do this. Don't do it. It like, I've realized through 6 months, I'm just living my life now. If I see somebody in danger and if I can help, I'll do that. But in terms of these people that are like going into stores without masks or making a scene, like, I just don't even acknowledge, like, those are the shit starters and shitty people that existed anyway. They just feel more able to vocalize it now because they feel they're having their rights impeded somehow. So,
and Trump empowered them though, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like he gave them a platform to stand on. But I was gonna say, like, think about this though, dude. What's on the flip side of that? So like, America was just gonna blindly ignore the entire pandemic going across the world and be like, no, we're not gonna wear no mask. We ain't got that shit over here. We're cool. Like, because I mean, if we really did what Trump wanted to do, and like, let's just say nobody challenged him on anything, or the facts just never came out, and everybody was just suppressing the shit. Like, what's gonna happen? We're just gonna walk around just like you said, doing the same old shit and just having parties and football games and shit, and be like, man, you know what's crazy? Motherfucking Ezekiel Elliott is really sick, man, but he's still running the football. I mean,
this game sucks. Roethlisberger's heaving his guts out in the corner, can't breathe. You
know what I mean? Like literally, his initial idea to this was to cast a blind eye on that shit, dog. So like, to me, like that alone, like the fact that every American isn't boiling hot about that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they should be like, yo, this is why I really don't fuck with Biden, because I feel like he really doesn't doesn't paint this picture good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, in those debates, he could have fried Trump, dog. Oh yeah, here's one point that he never brought up. He could have been like, yo, when the midst of the pandemic was going on, you made American doctors and nurses shelter all of the fucking weight of this on themselves financially and physically, and did nothing to help them, and still haven't done anything to help them. Barely got them protective equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like, just that alone. Like, my sister as a doctor, dude, her hours got cut, all types of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? During this. And it's like, you would think, wait a second, I should be working more during this moment, right? You know what I mean? Nah, like, fuck all that. Like, go home, you know what I mean? Like, all this bullshit, you know what I mean? So, like, just that alone.
Just even if you want to get him for being unsafe in Corona, like with his own like team and with the election and the debates and shit and the rallies, Herman Cain died because he went to this a politician and supporter of you. Like, to me, if he would have brought that up in one of those debates, especially if there was one where Trump said something about, we've had no issues, Corona, I'm fine. Like, I'd be like, yeah, can we get Herman Cain to call in? Oh,
here's the bar right here. Here's the bar right here. You still want to say that we're fine through all this when I had to argue with you to put a barrier up between us to even talk, and then one of your homies died from this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you got it, motherfucker.
Right. Hit him with the bars. Yes, man. Like, that's the thing that I really couldn't fuck with Biden on, because it's just like, bro, this is not somebody you should even be in combat with. Like, this should be like you fighting a toddler right now, and you're really not holding your own. You kind of looking weak on your stance.
I feel like politicians have like this almost. Remember, like when boxers fought Tyson in his prime, and you could see they were visibly like scared or shook when they got in the ring with the dude.
Right.
I feel like a real deal politician, like a guy like Joe Biden, who's one of these. I mean, the motherfucker's old as shit. And first off, so he has to know he's slow when he like. Hopefully they're showing him videos of his speeches and like, you got to work on this. You got to work on this.
Right.
You got to stop stumbling. And, you know, hopefully he's aware of that. But I feel like any politician that's going against Trump in like some sort of forum in the public, they get like shook and they almost are like intimidated in a way where they can't like those
in their defense,
like all that goes away and they just like get too focused on talking shit to the guy in a
what I think it is though?
Way.
I think that it's because in their defense, it's like if you were to go to fight Tyson, but Tyson was gonna bite you though, or like kick you in the balls and stuff too. Because like that's the thing, like you're trying to box and he's like doing MMA shit on you. You know what I mean? Because like that's kind of what Trump do. Like he do go in there and just be saying some shit. Because in that second one, you could tell they actually gave him some notes that he listened to and tried to like fire at him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, this motherfucker actually kind of sticking to the script a little bit. Cause like in that first one, bro, he came off so bad. Like even people that was fucking with him was like, bruh, I'm crazy. Yeah. It's like, I was like, this motherfucker this bad? Like, cause like you don't never hear him talk for that long continuously. You know what I'm saying? Like usually they cut away from him or somebody will be like, hey, just so everybody know, this part right here is some bullshit, but we just turn the volume down, you know what I'm saying? Like they would always kind of like, you know, keep him in snippets, man. But like you actually got to hear him talk for a while. I was like, yo, this dude is crazy. Like this is like on the board of like psychopath shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I think that's what kind of happened. But then on the flip side of that, I just feel like Biden went up there and like even when he tried to give him shit, it was like, bro, you don't have any talking points, bro. Like you're so much fire you can be in this dude with. Like, why don't you bring up Stormy Daniels one time?
Why isn't Kamala Harris the front person? Like
because ain't no rich white people gonna vote for Kamala Harris, bro. It just is what it is. Like we know that, dog. Like the black woman is the most hated person in America, dog. Like let's just keep it real, bro.
No, dude. I feel like she has that like God's bitch, like that kind.
I'm
of
saying
like,
black women in general have the hardest. Like I would like as hard as it is being a black dude, I would never want to be a black woman, dog.
I mean, I
like,
gotta say,
you know what I'm saying? Like it's hard
multiple times, so I definitely
it's hard.
I've seen that shit. It sucks, but
yes, bro. I got sisters and a mom.
I can't really speak on it.
You know, but yeah, I'm just keeping it real, bro. That's why it's like there ain't no way, dude. You know what I'm saying, that they would have ever let her in. But at the same time, she would have fried him on the stand.
That's what I mean. Just like
she would have fried him.
I would have been like, you know, if I was Joe Biden, I'd be like, do some like drop the mic shit on the debate where like I'm gonna have to like twist the ankle, be like my man, he's gonna come in and bat in.
It'd be like it'd just be like a rap battle, you know what I'm saying? Like one underground rap battles. He'd be like, you know what? I ain't even got time for you. I'm gonna fry you. Let my girl eat on you, and then just be like, "Get him, Harris. Go Harris. Go Harris. Go." And she like, "And your face ugly, and your breath stink, and you got the corona, and your girl ugly." And like, be like, "Oh damn. Oh man, that's what should have really. That's really what needs to happen for the next debate, dog. Like, we just need to get like me to just start like getting a SoundCloud where I just go on and just do political raps, but it's just like me just popping shit, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'm running for 2024, y'all, you know what I'm saying? Everybody get with it. And I just get on, like, if they let me get on any public forum, dude, I'd just be like, what's his name? Ted Cruz? Whatever, like, Ted Cruz, you finna lose. Matter of fact, and he like, yo, get this dude out of here, dog. I feel like you would get mad votes, dog. Like that's what Kanye would have did. He just would have like been president.
That would have been hilarious, dude.
Like, yo, Putin, you need to chill, B. Here's some free Yeezys, yo. What it be? Like
old Kanye might have killed that, but new
Kanye. I would have totally voted for old Kanye, but you know, you can't go back in the past, unfortunately, Devin.
It's so like, crazy.
You can't bring that guy back.
Quick sidebar just on that. When
you think Kanye voted for
album came out, if you would have told me what he's become, somehow. Like, there's no fucking way. Are you kidding me?
I mean, here's one thing that he is that's good. He is a billionaire. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that played, that's because of him or whatever, or he played the game right,
so
or
talented, like musically, and that like his first like 3 albums he did, fire.
His first like 5 on some real are
playing.
I don't like the last.
Love after that.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I didn't really like all of it.
Specifically, dude, if you go back and listen, even the interludes and shit, dude, there's a secret song on that after like.
I have a theory
it's
on
after
Kanye.
Slow Jams or something if that's on there, and he fucking it's so dope, dude. I used to like go. You have to like wait a minute, and it just keeps going, and then it just comes on. I think it's called. I forget what it's called, dude. But man, that first album.
Here's the thing, man. He started messing with Kim Kardashian. Apparently, I feel like the chick probably doesn't have any good pussy, because I feel like that's the look that I see on Kanye's face. Like, I feel like he's like disgusted with his choices in life, and he's just like, he gets home at night and he's like, man, like all these dudes was tripping off of her, man. I thought she was fire. Like, I just was horny that day, man.
He fucked like, Amber Rose, bro.
Like, so many chicks, man, he could have been with better than her, dog.
Just straight.
Because here's the thing. Here's the thing, bro.
Kim Kardashian.
If it was fire like that, then so many dudes wouldn't have left her, in my opinion. Because it's
dude, look at her. She's crazy as fuck. Yes, but I'm just saying, like.
But the best stuff will keep you with a crazy chick.
But that's what I'm saying. So clearly, that's his thing. First off, is like he likes some damaged ass pussy that
maybe
Kim Kardashian. She's got to be doing something right because she keeps attracting these successful dudes. So I don't know if she's great.
She visually looks good. That's what I feel like. That's why I feel like if it was good, you would stay. You know what I'm saying? Because like visually, she's everything. Like
Amber,
you know what I mean?
Or Amber Rose, though. I'm just saying.
She's fine, but
and even like go to like Kim Kardashian back in the day. I
see what I think though.
You're already downgrading, but dude. I don't like when you see.
Here's my theory on Amber Rose, though.
Maybe some people are into it, but her ass just looks so crazy.
Oh yeah, like she looks weird now, dude. Yeah, it's right. What's crazy is if you saw that Ray J video, like she looks nothing like that girl.
No,
from before, you know what I'm saying? Like that's wild. You know what I mean? But check this out though.
So shitty in that. Just as a porno aficionado, her Paris Hilton just like not great.
Well, that's what I'm saying, dog. Like, I feel like Kanye is like, man, I should have looked at that video a little bit harder, dog. I'm tripping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But here's the other thing.
Ray J, dude. You're in music. Hit the dude up. Be like,
think about it, though. Think about it, though. He was with Amber Rose. And I feel like Amber Rose is the exact opposite of that, where she has the fire, but is totally crazy to the point that it's like, bro, this bitch is going to get me in jail. Like, I'm going to be killed or dead somewhere. So, like, he probably left her out of, like, sadness, but, like, safety, too. He was like, man, the other night that bitch choked me and like I saw stars for a solid minute. Like,
oh, you think it's like,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
because if it's just straight up sex though,
nah, I think it was something
that all day.
I think it was even worse than that. Like, I think it was like she was one of them chicks where you'd be at the bar and like, no, like you'd be at the bar with her or something and like y'all having a drink and like you just say like a joke, like the bartender would be like, oh yeah, you two, you know what I mean? It'd be like, who's paying? And they'd be like, man, she don't never pay for nothing. And then like, just as a joke, like most people laugh that off, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Amber Rose would be like, no, what? I don't pay for nothing? Yo, broke ass, I don't need you, motherfucker. You know what? And just like the whole bar just like, oh my God, like what is happening right now? Like I feel like she wanted them.
Like, God damn.
Yeah, exactly. Or you'd be like, girl, your breath be stinking in the morning. Like, my breath stink? What you say? Like just ready to go all the time, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like she was one of them because otherwise, why would you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, dog.
I get, but see, here's the thing. Clearly, something's wrong, fucked up with his judgment because he got what he wanted on Amber Rose, right? Crazy chick. Probably awesome in bed. You know, we've all been there. That's always going to be the case, but then you leave it. You got to let it go. You can't keep it around. He's married into this family, and not only is he connected to one crazy woman, it's a family of like this. It's like just a succubus, like Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, like Megazord type thing, where when they're all in a room together, this like Lamar Odom, fucking Kanye, I'm sure there's other guys in this like wake of Kardashian.
You know the other thing though?
Mac
Check this
Miller, I
out.
think, probably was also attached to one of these chicks.
Well, check this out though. Who do you think Kim Kardashian voted for, real quick?
What's that?
Who do you think Kim Kardashian voted for, real
I
quick?
mean, that's awesome, bro. Are you kidding me?
I mean, Kanye obviously voted for himself.
Kanye voted himself. And if not, he voted Trump.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you think Kim voted him too,
no.
or she was like, "Man, I ain't voting for the guy."
Hell no, she didn't vote for him.
Exactly right. But nah. But what I
That'd
will
be
say
funny if he got one vote. He's like, "Motherfucker, I voted for myself."
He just come on keeping up with the Kardashians, like, "Oh, y'all go to hell. Oh, every last one of you."
I'm the voice of a generation. What the fuck?
It's like you, especially you, Chloe, because I seen you ate my goddamn pie the other day too, you fat bitch. Like, oh God.
I mean, dude, don't call her a fat bitch. You see what that chick did? You want to see?
Kanye's the fat bitch.
Look what they did to her, dude. They turned her into another fucking
whole nother person, dog. Yeah, she's not even her anymore. But that might be a clone on some real shit, bro. They just took the two genes from the other two and made a new bitch and was like, "Hey, go somewhere, Chloe. You live in Cancun now."
How much they chew off of her fucking face and like body?
Man,
don't look the same.
Bro, have you ever seen them give somebody plastic surgery? They be in there with the hammer and the chisel, like clink, 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 knocking that joint right off your face, dog. Clean your bones up and all that. So, crazy, dog. But check this though, right? So, with Kanye was like running this shit, and then Kim was there or whatever, right? Like, I feel like what was going on too is you got to realize like he left Amber Rose, so like you had that fire, and then you went to some bullshit, right? So now, like, also,
like,
this is what I was about to say. This is what I was about to say.
The crazy shit.
He had a contract though. Like, they got a contract because you realize they both rich. So like, we don't know what that prenup says. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like he signed it, being like, this is the move, like, financially for me, because like she could take me place where I want to go, I could take her place where she want to go. But then he got in there and was like, oh damn, I can't leave now. Like, fuck. So I think that's part of the problem. And then also think about this, bro. That motherfucker like had money and shit beforehand. So like maybe she'll get some bread if they break up. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like she's not gonna come out on that on the bottom. And he's an introvert. They're always on the public eye. That's how she makes her bread. Like, he just probably ain't happy. You know what I mean? It's like, damn, you don't do shit I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to just like chill, eat some popcorn. And she's like, no, we got to go to the Grammys tonight. And matter of fact, like, you got to wear this gold suit with this fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, highlight shoes and shit. Like, because he just looks sad, bro. But,
I mean, I just feel like he's so heavily medicated at this point that whatever it is I think maybe that's what it is. Like, he was fine when he was with Amber Rose, because that's the thing that I always find weird, really fascinating with him. I remember just, maybe it was an act or something, but when he came out and was like, you know, he had already produced all those hits. And then he came out as his own, like, an artist. And when he was like publicized as that, you know, he got in that accident. They publicized him because he was rapping with his jaw wired shut and shit. And then he was just kind of this cool, nerdy, hip dude. But he had personality, you know. He was like, he would just like kind of fuck with people and like be kind of conversational. Now if you hear him talk, completely fucking unhinged. He's like,
he's definitely
like
on
weird, like wild-eyed, like talk that you see somebody that's either like on coke or just like whatever else does that. I don't know.
Well, you know who else they did that to was Martin Lawrence, man. Like, it's kind of scary to think that like there's a way that if you're acting in a way that people don't approve of, and I mean, I guess maybe you have to have, well, it wasn't no criminal charges on Kanye. I guess he was just being too overt, but like they can legitimately force you to take your medication. Like if you're like, because I'm pretty sure had been diagnosed as being bipolar at some point in his life, you know what I'm saying? And he probably had it managed or wasn't, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like, I guess if you're manic, they can like hospitalize you against your will, you know what I'm saying? And medicate you against your will. Like that's something that I've seen happen to normal people. That's terrifying. Like they did to Martin Lawrence. I mean, technically the neighbor that I live next to in Nashville had to do it to his wife, you know what I mean? Because like they'd be trying to hurt themselves, you know what I'm saying? And like, you have to stop that or you're kind of complicit in it too. You know what I mean? So I understand why it's possible, but at the same time, like it doesn't take much to make someone seem manic. You know what I mean? Like, and plus, like, I feel like that's also part of the human condition too. Cause like you see all these commercials for like antidepressants and shit on TV, and it like a lot of them, if you listen to the wording, it just sounds like some people, like, I know there's chemical imbalance, but some people, I think, you know, you're just dealing with the lows of life. Like every day not gonna be a great day, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, bro. But like you gotta realize them shits balance themselves out. There's a give and take, you know what I'm saying? As above, so below, whatever, you know what I'm saying? What you reap, you sow, all that. So like, you know, sometimes like it's rainy days and shit, but that's to make you better too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a better basketball player for games that I lost against people versus games that I won. You know what I mean? Because then I realized I got to do more. You know what I'm saying? Or like on the happy days too. It's like some days you be excited as hell and everything's great, and then the next day doesn't compare to that. Like you can't compare one to the next. So like I feel like, especially in American society, dude, like we have more time to even think about that shit. Because like the average broke person in another country, dog, in the third world, they don't got time to be thinking about being depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
die fucking in getting fucking exposure in the rain and shit.
Right. Because I mean, I think a lot of depression is what you're comparing it to. You know what I'm saying? Like you got Facebook and Instagram and shit. So like you looking like, oh, everybody's so happy, man. And I don't feel good. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you're comparing someone else's life. Exactly. Well, you can't compare nobody's life to your own. That's not how this shit works.
Well, and it just like having a social media makes it like sane people crazy. Because even like you and I would do that too. I know I've done it where it's like, oh, I graduated with this dude, or I knew this guy,
right?
And he's doing great, and I'm not doing that great. Fuck this. Like I'm doing.
You know what I usually do when I see those people? I ask them what the fuck they doing. Like I'd be like, bro, what's up, man?
I mean, hell yeah, that's what you should do. But I mean, I'm just saying generally, that's kind of what I think. And also, I get there are people that need generally like that are bipolar and have some sort of real chemical like ups and downs that they have to control. But those are outliers, and I think there's people that are lazy and will just accept somebody saying, hey, you need this medication because you're depressed all the time. And they are depressed and they just want to take a pill to make it go away. And I think it's like two-way laziness where there's lazy psychiatric people who are just, yeah, take this pill. You know, this is going to help you out for whatever reason. And then there's people that are just wanting to do that. But, you know, it's like you said, you ain't gonna have even if you have a good day, it ain't most of the time it's not the perfect day. So there's people that will get pissed off about that. And then you're gonna have shitty days. Like I've had a bunch of good luck during a pandemic. So like even with all that, you feel shitty about having good luck during a pandemic. You know, it's like
I don't think you're having good luck.
Mood. You can't take a pill to make everything go away. You know, it's just like weight loss. People want to take a pill and make their problem go away, in that case weight, and it doesn't work.
Here's the thing though too, man. Like I think it's all about perspective, bro. Like I was talking about the third world and shit. So like what is a depressed day to a third world person in comparison to like a non-depressed day? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man, like I didn't get chased by, you know, a fucking tiger out of a jungle when I was going to fetch water from the river.
My mom didn't get eaten by a tiger.
Or my family didn't get taken into slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real shit that still goes on in today's world, bro. Like, there are people that are human trafficked across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is not something I'm just saying. You know what I mean? But then, as an American, think about what are you comparing it to? Like, you're saying, like, you feel like you had a string of good luck during the pandemic, but really, you're someone who is recovering from cancer, dog. You see what I'm saying? Like, so your life now, it seems amazing because, yeah, like, you don't got to worry about, are you going to live or die as much? You know what I'm saying? Like, we all worry about it. You feel me? Like, and then at the same time, like, same with me, bro. Like, I compare my life now to what I was living in LA. Like, it's like, well, I'm not fucking, you know, barely making my rent and fucking stealing groceries to fucking eat this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not luck. You know what I mean? Like, it's just comparison from what you were. It's development. It's growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's a good thing because, like, you should be able to look back and say, like, it felt like it was luck because what really happened was that you just was walking in your purpose, dog, and things came to you and you were prepared for them. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, shit wouldn't have gone your way if you weren't in the right state of mind to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, like, we're talking about, like, the depression and all that. Like, I think that's really what real depression is that when those opportunities do present itself, you too down on yourself and down on your own mindset and luck to accept them. You know what I mean? Like, you might be like, damn, I can't never get with nobody and shit. But while you sitting there on your blues being like, damn, yo, like, don't nobody want me, the girl across the bus giving you the eye the whole time. You know what I'm saying? But you can't even see it. You know what I mean? Because you in your own shit. You know what I mean? Or maybe that better job is right there around the corner, but you ain't never even thought to look at the help one at a time. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you're like, man, you know what I mean? Like, I think it's all more so that it's just like visually, like, that's what I was saying about that Matrix shit, dog. Like, I know maybe that's not like that profound of a statement, but to me, that shit kind of changed my whole thought process. Was that literally Neo became the one when he realized, when his mind shifted. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally a change in thought can shift your entire state of being. I mean, even think about like Einstein. It's shown in our actual world, dude. Like, Einstein thought of the idea of relativity sitting on a train, and he thought of the idea of like, what is speed and the speed of light in comparison to a moving object? Because it's like, if you could turn on the light switch and you could get to the other side of the room that was dark before the light got there, how fast is that? And he started thinking about that, and then it thought him to the relativity and shit. But like, that was literally one guy's thought process shifting from the way that we all thought it was, which was the Newtonian idea of bigger planets pull on things harder and shit, to now the Einstein premise of relativity, which is that space and time are one. You know what I mean? So like, that right there is a whole paradigm shift in your thought. I know I be hitting you with that shit. I be hitting you with that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? You don't be thinking I be knowing
hearing this, bro. I was like, bro, I was like seeing Einstein on a train, bro.
Bro, I mean, but that's how he thought up the idea, though. But that's all.
I'm just saying, like,
you feel me?
This beautifully, like, it was great.
Oh, hey, bro, yeah, hey, man, this ain't like funny, motherfucker. If you ain't learned by now, man, you know what I'm saying? You gonna laugh, you gonna cry.
You might have to dig through an hour and a half to get to that nugget, but
exactly, you gonna learn a little trinkets here and there. But you see what I'm saying? Though, it's literally like a shift of the mind, dog. Like me. This is a perfect segue because I'm just that hot of a host for your ass. I had an entire paradigm shift on my Cowboys, bro. I mean, because I realized that shit is fucking trash. So after 20 years of bad choices, now I'm a happy person, man. I'm ecstatic, bro. I mean, like every day is a good day. Dude. Every day is a good day because I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you don't give a fuck no more, you're a powerful individual, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand that.
Let me just say real quick, right now, you think Biden's winning this? Just to end this.
Hold up 1 second real quick. Who you think Randy Moss voted for, man?
He voted Trump.
Oh, damn. How dare you say the freak?
He's from like West Virginia, bro.
Oh, God, man. You're breaking my heart right now. He ain't voting no damn Trump,
he's rich? I don't know. That's a tough one, though. He might.
He'll never admit if he did. He'd never admit if he did. We know that.
It's hard to tell.
I'm trying to think of somebody else real quick. Michael Vick, man. Who do you think Michael Vick voted for, man? He voted for Biden.
I mean,
actually, I don't know. Because Michael Vick went to jail.
He knows what Kamala Harris is all about. He might not be into that.
I'm about to say, I don't know. Shit, you might be right.
I don't know. I just feel like, to me, it's like, if you're rich, you're just like automatic. You're one of these people that's going to vote Republican unless you're really in the public. Like, people that are athletes, they're either voting Biden, and obviously they're just like. Really,
see, I don't think so, because Trump came out and hated on the NFL though during the flag shit. You know what I'm saying? And then like he hated on soldiers.
And it's Trump.
See, man, you got that, man, bro. Man, you better get educated, bro. You better stop being a typical American with a 3-week memory, dog. Talk about, man, I don't remember all that. It's like, man, that shit was like last year, motherfucker. Like, come on, man.
Remember that.
It was 2 years ago, man. It was 2 years ago, man. Stop smoking weed, man.
No, man.
Right.
No, I think Biden's gonna win, but I think like we're gonna probably be still talking about this next week because I don't know if we're gonna know a week or two. So.
Oh yeah, we might have to finish up with this next week because like he's already trying to push it in court, Trump and shit, and saying that
he's calling for people to get in. He's told like people that are like his supporters to really go out there and make sure that there's no fraud. So I don't really know what that means, but. You know,
I mean, that's about to say what they gonna do? Go knock on the pole? Hey man, let me see you.
Like you suck a dick. You're gonna talk to me at all, but I don't know.
Let me see them shits. Come here.
Nothing's weird out here. Like here, like some of the like stores you'd assume are kind of worried about looting and shit.
Well, you know what's going on here, dude? Check this out. This is why this is the craziest time to be a conspiracy theorist because like there's so many things you could just pop off on. That's why I think a lot of people do kind of believe in Trump, because like they're just into conspiracy bullshit. But dude, they are upping the coronavirus. They're voting literally tonight on upping the coronavirus restrictions out here because they claiming more people are getting sick. Simultaneously, the next report comes on the news saying they're getting prepared for looting just in case the city goes on, in the DC tonight and blah, blah, blah. So they're putting up like fences and barriers and shit. Like, so legitimately all this is going down simultaneously. So like they're trying to keep you in the house with the coronavirus restrictions. You know what I'm saying? Plus that, like, dude, this is like a 1984 restriction.
Yes, bro. We can't even conspiracy. Even Alex Jones is at home like covered in jizz.
It's like, what is this? God damn it! This was an iPad. Wow. You see this? This looks like a kid's art project.
Yeah. Let Alex Jones wipe himself off, and then we'll see. We'll see if we're talking.
We know who that motherfucker voted for.
Who do I think? Who voted for?
Oh, we know who Alex Jones voted for.
Oh yeah.
Only guy. Yeah, come on now.
He voted Trump, but I mean, Joe Rogan voted Trump. I mean, I think we all know that now. So, I think we're going to be talking about it, but ultimately, I think Biden's going to win. I think he's going to get Nevada. It looks like he's going to win, but I don't know. Right now, they're saying he has 49% of the votes. He's up about 100,000 votes with 75% of the places recorded.
He kept calling all the people that were voting for Trump uneducated whites, which is just like my new favorite term for the 2020 century. Like you have like essential workers and non-essential. It's like uneducated whites. Like that's just a funny thing to just have exist in the world. I don't know. Like take what you will with that. I just find that hilarious that those two words appear together.
I take offense to that, Aaron. You son of a bitch.
We know you're uneducated. Why you can't even remember fucking 2 years ago? You fucking
man, put that shit out, man. Fuck, why am I being attacked, man?
Who did Matt Getting vote for, listeners? Who did Matt? He one of them uneducated motherfucker.
Yeah. All this shit I talk, I went in there and voted Trump to say fuck this.
I ain't joking. I did scroll down the list of presidential candidates passed by because I did it electronically. And they just got a list of names, and I was like, man, I don't know none of these people. And Kanye wasn't on there, but had his name been on there, I might have did it. The fact I had to write it in, I was like, all right.
I mean, good. He was on our ballot, but he was as vice president. There was somebody as president.
You can vote for the vice president in California? What?
Yeah, he was the vice president. They did it. I forget what the person. I think it was a chick that ran as the president. There was some like issue. He's still on the ballot, but anyway.
Yeah, you had to write him in here. I'm like, I'm not gonna write this mother. I'm like, come on now, chill out, bro. Calm down.
We're not writing anybody in. It's gonna be me, and that's it.
I almost did that too. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was about to be like, man, the person I think really capable of this job right about now, man. Like they would hate if I was the president, bro. Because I'd be in that motherfucker straight up. I would give the simplest answers for everything. And they'd be like, well, it's a deficit, man. And like, we need to get more money for this and that. I'd be like, hey, man, nah, you said deficit? Just stop spending money and shit. Give me that shit. Give me the goddamn checkbook. Come here. They'd be like, yo, what are you doing? I'd be like, we ain't spending money on shit.
A month supply of weed every 2 weeks, and I'm good. You can give all the rest of. We're gonna figure this out. I'm not taking a paycheck. Other than that, I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere.
But no, then they'd be like, man, hey, we need more jobs, man. The country's struggling. I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, come here. You, what you know how to do?
Roll a blunt.
All right, you hire, motherfucker. Go sit down. But what you know how to do?
Snoop's fucking like web show, but it's the White House. Like, you roll the blunt. You're gonna be playing video games with me over here in the corner over here. You get $20,000 a year. That's good.
Right, exactly. I'm like, you good with that? Like, I like legitimately. It don't matter. Like, it's like, well, man, I used to be, an architect and this. I used to be a psychiatrist. All right, man, it's cool. Sit down, man. Play with these Legos right here. You got it. And then be like, you a psychiatrist? All right, man. Look, I'm gonna see you to Kanye house.
Take the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms and separate.
And then put them back together. And then go talk to Kanye for a minute.
I just want to know how many of each are in the box so I can keep a tally. That's right. It. That's your job.
And don't eat nothing either, motherfucker. I'm gonna check you. I'm gonna check your teeth. I'm gonna see if them shits get stuck in your teeth. Them Lucky Charms marshmallows. Oh man, but yeah, dog. Let's do this football and then we get up out of here, man. We just goofy, man.
I mean, you did it, dude. You did it. You pulled the ripcord right at the right time. The plane of the Dallas Cowboys has now torpedoed into the ground and is just a heaping mass of a football. There's nothing left.
And then get this. The team I tried to hop on want to lose this week.
I mean, dude, man. You can't. I think it might be you, bro.
I'm about to just stop watching altogether, bro. I'm telling you, man.
I don't support the Steelers at all. Get out of here.
Oh, man. That's what I need to do.
Get out of here.
Bro, that game was like the Steelers-Ravens game was incredible, though, man. I mean, like, it wasn't that it was like a great game, but like I text you this, like, I legitimately have not seen like two solid, like really good teams play. Because I've been watching all Cowboy games, and it's just been like so lopsided where it's like, what is happening? Like, is this a basketball game right now? Like, it looked like literally like a pickup game of just like kindergarteners versus like Kevin Durant or some shit was going on all season.
The quarterback for you guys did so badly that Andy Dalton has COVID now, so he can't play.
Yep.
And the guy you played last week did so bad that they're thinking about bringing a practice squad guy up just to try against. We're going to get to this in the next aspect of the week, but unfortunately, you guys got to play us now. And
so it's only one game to pick.
Well, for you guys.
See, here's the thing, though, right? I'm losing in the score for the seasonal picks, too, because I'm the Ravens.
I mean, I'm going to start. It's going to be like an Usain Bolt near the end of the race.
First off, it's really – the Ravens only lost because Harbaugh is an asshole, dog. Like, if he had been smart, he would have called a timeout when they were down there about to, like, at the goal line. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, it was on that last drive they had. They were trying to run the clock down so that they could be the last to score a touchdown, but – instead, they missed. You know, they fucked up on third down and kicked the field goal, and like that fucked them over because then they had to get the ball back with no time. And I'm like, bro, save the time because if y'all don't score, you're still gonna be screwed. And then your defense was playing good all day. They could have stood strong that last drive, bro. Like that was dumb.
It was over, dude. I mean,
that was just dumb, yo. They had them right where you wanted them, bro. Like they had y'all right where they wanted.
They just thought they were going to all over us. They ran all day. They could run them wherever they wanted.
Matter of fact, that last drive, they ran the ball like 8 times. They didn't throw it at all and got down to the goal line. And then they started trying to get cute. And it was like, bruh, like y'all had this game in the bag. You just had to keep banging that joint in there.
They put too much on that dude's back, though. It's like Lamar Jackson still is a young guy. And it's like, you can't fully just let a dude like him run all the time because he's going to get injured. That guy might be big, but if he keeps taking rips like that, he will get injured. But what I will say is, if it was possible just to be like, my scheme is, we're going to call a pass play, and then you're going to use your legs and just make it happen. Because what I saw was when he can get any sort of separation from a linebacker and get a little bit of space, you can't really catch him because he could go laterally like 5 yards in a second and just go 0 to 100 up the field. And like, if he could really run the whole time, you never could stop that guy because he's fucking huge.
Well, that's kind of why it shows they were kind of dumb with their play calling there because when they got down there, I think the last play they called for throwing it was they had him in the gun and he gets it, and then, like, it was like a design quarterback draw or whatever, and then y'all stopped him, you know what I'm saying? But, like, because it was only, like, 3 yards they had to get the first down. But what's stupid about it is that, like you said, had they done something where they rolled the pocket out and he's getting out on the edges, and then you got people cutting back, he could have thrown it over top or he could have ran, and he would have put y'all in a position where with only 3 yards to gain, that dude could have outran anybody for them 3 yards. But they didn't give him enough space, so – just like I said, I mean, I'm not a Ravens fan, but I'm a football analyst from that standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
I hate them. And I will say, like, all respect, like, it's a cool, like, I like when we play them, it's become like a cool rivalry just because it's always just the same thing. Even if the teams aren't necessarily the best that year, they always play each other, and it's always a good-ass game. Like, like when I grew up, it was like Ray Lewis, T Sizzle, like people like that on the Ravens, and like, you know, like those kind of characters, and they're gone, but the shit's still the same. You know what I mean? Like
they designed that
the names out of
mindset,
change them, and it's just these two teams always go at it. So it was a great game, but I will say, I'm saying a lot of good things about the Ravens. I don't like to really, as it's been well documented, talk good about the Steelers because I'm worried about a jinx of some kind. But if they can, they're not winning pretty. And, you know, like we said, the Ravens were running all over us and they were putting up yards. You know, they basically dominated the statistics, I think, if I really looked at them. But
well, y'all should have smacked them because, like, really, y'all made that a game. And part of it, I think, was the weather was definitely playing in effect because, like, it was nasty out here. Like, I live right up near Baltimore, so like, it was nasty that day. It was cold. It was rainy. The ground was like that weird consistency where it's like muddy, but at the same time, like slippery and all that. You know what I'm saying? Where like you could just like step on like a mound of grass and it'll like slide through the ground. So like, it was a lot of bad shit. The field didn't look that good, so I think that was slowing y'all down a little bit. But like he threw them 2 picks, bro, and y'all didn't really capitalize. Like y'all could have blown them out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I was saying I texted you and I was like, man, I thought Ben was gonna be playing better than this because like he had been on fire, dude, up until that point. Like that was really kind of like a shitty game for him that he still won, which is a good sign for you guys. And the fact that you guys aren't winning,
our running game still. Our running game's actually doing pretty well. Like James Conner and we got another guy named Benny Snell, and they're doing good too. The thing I was going to say is they might not be winning in an extravagant way where we're blowing teams out, or even like against the Ravens, you know, we're putting some separation in. But when it comes down to it, we're finally getting everything working. Mike Tomlin and the coaches are coaching good games. Like we were getting dominated. And I texted you this on Sunday. They came back in the second half, and you could tell they made adjustments. The adjustments worked, and then they stuck with that game plan, and that's why they –
Well, you know what it showed me? That this is something that I always question about Ben Roethlisberger for the last few years is that he could Tom Brady a game. Because, like, usually if you watch Ben, he had AB and he had Juju, like, where he was just dropping – he was airing it out, dude, for, like, a long time. Like, he's just been dropping bombs. And, like, to his credit, he's one of the best in the business at that shit. Like, it's funny he's never got an MVP vote ever in his life. I didn't know that until
I
they said
didn't
it on
either.
Sunday.
That's crazy.
But yeah, like he was airing. He was like even this season, like that dude Claypool and shit. He's been dropping bombs. But this game, it was nitty gritty. He had to like put some accuracy throws, like timing routes. He pulled a Tom Brady where it was just like all dig routes, all short stuff. Like he made Juju catch some tough ones, but protected him on the throws. Like it was really, if you are a true football fan, it was a mastery of the quarterback position. Because like you said, he went from trying to do that over the top game to being like, okay, we got to hit them, you know, a little bit different now. We gotta be more strategic about this, be smart when we throw it, and like it worked. You know what I'm saying? So like I ain't gonna never be mad on no team for going out there and handling their business. That's why I fuck with the Titans, bro. Because like you can say whatever you want about what the score is, but the Titans go out there and be winning, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or they had a chance to.
Up too. I like that
right.
too.
Right. Like but you remember they played.
Like you were saying about Ben though. Like one last thing about him.
Yeah.
Statistically. And I don't think this has ever been the case for him because he does, like, historically take a lot of sacks and shit, make plays, extend. He's getting the ball out quicker than anybody in the league. Like, even the young guys, he's getting it out in, like, 2 seconds.
I mean, that's smart, man. I mean, that's how you keep playing in the NFL, dog. Like, that's why Tony Romo not a quarterback right now as we speak because he would always want to hold on to the ball and spin out and do all this other shit. And it's like, bruh. Well, I mean, the thing, too, is that he always did the same move. Like, you act like people don't watch film and be like, oh, anytime you're getting blitz from that side, you spin off your back foot to the right, and then you run out and roll out that way. Like, that's what he does. Like, he's had this thing where he would come back and he would spin off, like, do a backward spin and run around to the left side, and which is good. But it's like, people saw that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know where you're going to be, dog. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
that's what's really crazy, especially when you watch games like the Steelers. Again, their defense, when you see guys that can, like, clearly they knew what was going to happen in a play just obviously from watching like video. That's so crazy.
That's when you're a true professional, bro. Because like you can like almost bring the reality of what you saw to life. You know what I mean? Because like that's one thing that I give Palomalu credit for, bro. I remember when Palomalu got that one hand pick that he grabbed out the sky, and I was like, that was legit like pure trusting in what you believe in. Because like play, he kind of bit. Like, if I'm remembering correctly, it was like a play action. He kind of bit. And then he saw, was like, oh, they ain't about to hand that ball to a running back. He just takes off running. Because you could tell the quarterback, even when he threw, was like, there ain't no way that this motherfucker sees this coming. And he put that shit up there. And that dude went out there and did some amazing shit, bro. Like,
guy,
and he did shit a lot.
Defensively, like, I mean, obviously I'm a Steelers fan, so it's like not surprising, but to me, he's one of the greatest players of all time because that guy, from a position that really doesn't usually make a lot of like game-changing plays for the most part, like he would single-handedly, he changed defense for us. Like they used him like some kind of torpedo.
Yeah.
He was not used as a normal guy, and he affected so many games just himself. It was crazy to watch, dude. He's such a great player, and honestly, like, great dude. And you'd never even know, like, unless you really paid attention. I guess he's on, like, a couple of ads. He never talked at all. He was just, like, a pure athlete that just played football amazingly.
Bro, people like that don't even really exist in football no more. Because there was a time when there was a lot of dudes like that. Like, you could give, like, kind of that Bob Sanders dude for the Colts. You had
Ed
Ray
Reed
Lewis.
was like that too for the
Ed Reed, Brian Dawkins.
Wasn't Ed Reed like that? He didn't really talk that much.
No, Ed Reed wasn't like that. I mean, Ed didn't talk that much the same way. I mean, like you had Brian Dawkins, same shit for the Eagles.
Too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it used to be like a time when like it was just like you had like a game changer on defense. Nowadays, I feel like there ain't even no kids coming out of college like that really. Like maybe for like the D line and shit. Like you got that Garrett Miles kid and shit, but it ain't a lot of dudes that came out where I'm like, I guess Jalen Ramsey maybe, but I don't really like that dude. I feel like he just all talk really.
TJ Watt's kind of like that though. Like, I don't know. I mean, he is, but it's more of like a full, it's like a unit thing. It's not like one dude.
Right. Well, the Cowboys need to get somebody like that because we fucking trash, dog. We need so much help. We don't got to pick this next game.
Care anymore. Like,
we don't got to pick this next game, man.
About just a straight up turd on the ground because it's nothing. It's nothing. Stop.
You know what's really sad is that like even if let's say like next year like they come back and just it's a whole new day and they start winning and shit, I'm never gonna fucking give a fuck anymore. Like I can't do it, man.
To show they could go undefeated. Like 2 to 3 years of good ass play to.
They gotta go to Super Bowl. Fuck all that. Until they go to Super Bowl, I will never. I'm done, bro. That's not even being fair weather. Cause like fuck all that bullshit. Like, dude, I legitimately have rolled with them through some trash. I saw Quincy Carter smoke crack. You feel me? Like I literally sat through them through some seasons where
who was the like, white guy that was with like the quarterback Drew Henson? Wasn't that one of your guys?
There's so many names, dude. Because he was like an ex-baseball player, and I remember Jerry Jones comes on ESPN that year, and he's like, "Yeah, we got him out of the major leagues. He's gonna be a big help. He's got that arm and blah blah blah." It's like
he can throw 90 miles an hour in baseball. That's gotta mean something,
right? Exactly. It's like he's gonna want to go back to baseball the second he gets lit up. Then we had some dude named Chad Hutchinson.
That's the guy, dude. Chad Hutchinson,
that was a fucking terrible thing. Chad Hutchinson could barely. Bro, he could barely hand the ball to the running back. It's at least 12 plays of him snapping the ball and tripping over his own shoes and fumbling the ball trying to give it to the running back. It's like, bro, this is the most rudimentary football thing. What are you doing, dog? So, like, I don't want to hear no fair weather.
Hutchinson, bro.
I don't want to hear no fair weather bullshit, bro.
Right behind you somewhere.
And look, like I said, it ain't no way. I wouldn't bet a penny I found on the ground on the Cowboys, bro. I'd be like, man, this money's safer in my pocket, bro. I'm saving your life, Penny. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't bet a cent on these motherfuckers, bro. They not winning the game this year, dog. I don't like looking at our schedule. I don't think there's any team we can beat. Like, legitimately, like, we're probably gonna lose to the Giants next time we play. Couldn't beat the Eagles. Couldn't even score a touchdown.
It's over, dude. You guys tanked.
What is happening?
I don't even know if you did it on purpose. Like, it's over. Like, it's not.
Dude, before this season, they were picking us to go to Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
What the fuck, dude?
It's like I tell everybody every season. I was like, the second they say the Cowboys are going to go to Super Bowl, they're going to crumble like fucking Rome, dude, because that expectations weigh so heavy on them. They can't deal with it.
God's like, no. It just
if Jerry even says it,
his knee on walking.
I'm telling you, bro. if Jerry Jones even says the word super, we're fucked. Like you can't say nothing about that until it actually happens because they are cursed, bro. Like that's what I realized about them.
Well, first of all, I mean, it's going to be an easy pick 'em this week because we only got one pick. But first,
see, here's the thing, right?
No. First of all, I'm not going to hear all this bullshit. First of all, let's go over week 8 picks just to get it out of the way, just so we can get the record straight. So,
oh God,
Dallas versus Philly. We both picked Philly. Philly won 23-9. So there's a dub for both of us. We just talked Pittsburgh, Baltimore. Pittsburgh obviously won. The score was 28-24. I will say, dude, you picked almost the right score, wrong winner, though. So I picked the Steelers. You picked the Ravens. So now the overall record for us, I'm 13-2, feeling great. You're 11-4. You're not, it's not over.
Well, here's
I think we're going to have to start changing what we're doing here because
the Cowboys are just disappointed.
Like, we're making you talk about these Cowboys, and maybe should we just pick Titans games? Like, I
mean, at this point, dude, like I don't even know because like I don't know the Titans well enough to really even be picking them. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Like I know my team, but here's the thing, dog. Like here's my pitch to you. Okay, so you're up. You feel me? And you know your team. You don't think your team's gonna go undefeated, do you? Like you think the Steelers aren't gonna win every game?
I think they're gonna lose this week.
So as the ultimate fuck you to me, and to even widen your score to your lead. You could pick the Cowboys because you have a game to spare. You know what I'm saying? So you could pick the Cowboys. They could win by some chance in hell. And then I got to eat that. Then I got to eat that crow on film. And you get to rub it in. And you still, you know what I'm saying, would be getting – you would even widen your lead even more. Because
you're reaching out to my inner scumbag.
But think about it. If we both pick the Steelers to win, it's just going to stay how it is. So, like, if you switch it up, you know what I'm saying?
Why don't you
potentially
pick Dallas, though?
Because I had too much to lose. I'm already losing, man. I can't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you got the extra game to spare, man. You know what I'm saying?
Can I make a heartbreaking revelation to you right now, Aaron? I don't care about football as much as I used to, and even the success that I'm seeing is just not great. I'm not like rock hard about it. So, I mean, do we have to keep calling these games or do we call just ending to this because I don't want to say
we can just pick the Super Bowl.
I don't want to admit that as a man, but I just don't feel the same about football. I feel like if football was a woman, it put its finger in my ass, and it's just never been the same. Or I just didn't like it, and I'm like, I don't trust you anymore. Finger my ass.
This motherfucker, we bit it down a tire shoe. She walked past, like, hey, baby, what you doing? What you got in your hand?
Get away behind me like that. Get away from me. But I just don't, like, I enjoy this. So we can get, like, I'm cool with what you said. I get it. But I'm not picking against my Steelers.
Come on, Matt. Did you not hear that perfect pitch? That was like what Joe Biden should have said all along.
Here's what I think.
Like, I laid it out so clear.
Because I love my Steelers and I love you. So why don't we do this? Let's just pick 2 random games. And
I mean, but then that requires research that I haven't done in which I have to see who's playing who.
When have you done? When have we made research decisions on this podcast? There's no.
I mean, I'm saying like for example, like I would be likely to pick the Bills if they're playing, like the Jets.
Well, I'm just
but I don't know who they're playing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna pick 2 random games, Aaron. I'm sick of the bullshit here. So, we're just going to pick 2 random games. And
I think this is what we need to do. We'll just suspend our football portion for the
that's
rest
what
of
I'm saying. We made a presidential
let's just get to
prognostication. Let's stick it at that. You know?
Yeah. Well, let's just wait till we get to the Super Bowl. We can pick that game. You've won. I concede as a candidate for presidency. I concede.
That's what I mean. Like, I could win a pick 'em and I could like feel good about that, I guess. But when we break it down, I've already won.
Well, here's the thing.
7-0. The Cowboys are whatever the fuck they are.
Oh,
I think they gotta win in somewhere, but I don't even know.
Oh man, it's crazy that they've single-handedly killed my love for the game and yours, because it's like I can't keep shitting on this guy at this point. Like, we're coming out here trying to pick who's gonna win when we know the Cowboys can't do shit. Like, dude, they gave up so bad in that Redskins game. Like, I've never seen such a piss poor, pathetic excuse for, like,
maybe they'll turn it
done,
around,
man.
dude. Like, maybe they're gonna show you something against the Steelers, dude. Maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why don't you pick them then, and then you can rub it in even more. Be in the lead by 3 games, man.
I agree, dude. We're gonna suspend. I'm gonna pick the Steelers, obviously. Like, we can make the pick. But I know you're going to pay. Like, unless you have, like, you took some fucking acid or something, you're just thinking on next level, you're going to pick the Steelers. Because, I mean, what do you think?
Here's the thing. Everything could go right for the Cowboys, and they'll still lose. That's what you got to realize. Like, they could go out there and Zeke could have 150 yards.
You with a Baltimore and, like, do that with us like Baltimore did, the way you're structured? No.
You know how I know they can't? They were pulling out every trick play in the bag just to beat the Eagles, bro. And it wasn't working either. Like, that's the thing. It was like, you guys are trying the most desperation shit that, like, nobody does unless your team is trash. And guess what? Even that's not working. So what is left? They couldn't even score a touchdown in the last 3 games, bro.
I'm just sad for you. It's like watching, like, your 2 friends who were in love fall out of love. And you're like, man, I just thought it would always be like this.
Don't be sad. Don't be sad. I'm happy, like, because I always have been on the fence, because I've been for years like, motherfuckers better show me something this year. You know what I'm saying? Like, I say that every season. I'm like, dude, they better show me something, because, like,
see, I was
kind of last year. I was
there this year, but
I've been
shown something. You know what I mean?
I mean, here's the thing, Matt. You can still not go to the playoffs. Y'all can
I mean, I'm not
get
saying
y'all ass
we're gonna
waxed.
succeed. I'm just saying.
But y'all got an easy schedule now, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking okay. We're not going to be undefeated, but are we good enough to get into the playoffs? I think so. I think we'll probably, if we don't.
Here's this. How about this?
We'll probably win.
We'll pick that game. Boom. Both of us pick the Steelers, and then we'll say Titans. Who do they play this week? Can we figure that out real quick? Because then what we'll do is we'll throw this as the little spice game. We'll just pick one other game. We'll just pick, like, it can just be anybody. We'll start with the Titans this week. We'll pick somebody next week, a different team. Because the Cowboys, we can't pick any more of their games. They're going to lose them all. So, like, that will be the news. If the Cowboys win a game, we'll come on here and talk about them.
I already removed the Cowboys logo from your screen, from our.
I appreciate that, because I don't need to be associated with such mediocrity.
To be honest with you, I didn't fully remove it. I kept it in there with a cross-out sign, but it's smaller, so you know.
That's fine. I don't want anybody to see my face. Like, put my Corona mask on me. It's like, I'm done.
All right, hold on.
But yeah,
let's see who the Titans play. Okay. Ooh.
I think they played the Colts, maybe, or somebody.
No,
right?
they played the Chicago Bears.
Oh, okay. See, that's a good game to pick right there. That's actually something that we can think on. See, versus the Cowboys score of the Steelers game, I was going to say I do predict it being potentially. Can you score 75 points in a game? Is that ever been done before?
You could. That's 10 touchdowns, bro, and a couple of other shit. So
so I'm gonna go with a score of 28-3. By some chance of God, they might actually 32-3. By some chance of God, they'll score
32-3.
They'll score 3 somehow. Who knows how? But
I'm going 42-0. No, I'm gonna give you 6 points. I'm giving you 6.
Bro, you realize I said they were gonna get shut out last week, and they almost got shut out.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. I couldn't believe. I mean, I could, but at the same time, it's like you guys are pros. Like you can't figure it out at least.
Bro, those field goals were like 50 yards, 49, 48. Like it was like they barely even scored them field goals, dude. So it's just like they're trash, man. I can't fuck with them, man.
In terms of Tennessee, Chicago,
Titans, Chicago, I'm gonna say, damn, I don't want them to go on a 3-game losing streak, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Titans, and I'm gonna say they're gonna win 20-17.
You know, and just to also like we're talking about rubbing it in record-wise, I'm picking Chicago just to say fuck you.
See. Now he wants to use his free game. You hear this, people?
Is Nick Foles still their quarterback?
Yeah, that's why I'm not picking Chicago.
I'm going to pick Chicago in a barn burner of 32-30.
See, here's where you're fucking up. Nick Foles can only give you a barn burner if he gets 3 weeks rest. That's what people don't understand. Like, I think he just anytime he starts and he has to play every game, like he gets to like the 4th game.
Out of it. You should want this.
You already picked it now, motherfucker.
Well, it's all right. I'm like you. I might want to change my fucking pickup 20 times, bro.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. I mean, I was under pressure, man. They was asking me questions and shit, man. People put me on the stand, dog. You know, like Trump, man.
You know you fucked up, right? You know
Trump being there, exactly, dog. Trump be up there like, look, man, look, I'm handling Corona. It's just the greatest thing ever. Y'all tripping.
I'm gonna call, like, we're gonna end this here in like a minute. But just to say one last thing about Trump and like his motivations, people want to think like maybe he's doing this because he's just like a prima donna egomaniac. I think what I'm seeing is a guy who realizes that once he's not the most powerful man in the country, once he loses that position, that he can be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for a lot of the crimes that people are saying he's done financially and in other ways. So I think he's putting a lot of passion into this because he is Trump. He's a dickhead. But I think he, in the back of his mind, is scared as fuck to go to jail for the shit that they're trying to put him in jail for.
I don't even think it's just jail. I think he owes mad people money, dog, and he got to pay that shit. It's like,
I mean, he probably does. You see how he runs his businesses. It's just basically no equity. It's just like a company, and somehow.
Now, on the flip side of that, though,
people and shit.
I feel like if he was smart, he should have a whole fucking nest egg settled up somewhere by this point. Because it's like you've been robbing us for 4 years.
Property and shit. That's gotta be something, you know, like all those golf courses and equity that way. He has money, so.
That's what I mean. He's got to have been pocketing some shit along the way. So he should just like honestly, man. Like this is why, like I said, this is the greatest time for conspiracy theory shit. Because like to me, I'm at a thought process where he's just like, yo, I got the bag. I'm just going to go out here and say a bunch of crazy shit. If it worked, I'm going to do it again for another 4 years. If not, I got all this money. I'm just going to leave. Like, fuck it. Like, I don't like doing this.
Just leave the country, dude. That'd be hilarious if he lost and said, peace out, you ain't going to arrest me, and went to, like, Russia and was, like, with fucking Putin in the fucking, right by a lake somewhere. Sure.
You know what's crazy, though? He gets, when you're the president, you get Secret Service for the rest of your life. So we still are going to be paying for this fucker to be having bodyguards, even when we're 80 years old or however long he lives. Like, that's crazy, dude.
If it was like Full Metal Jacket, where his Secret Service, when he's like out of office, like every once in a while, they'll just like punch him in the gut and shit real hard, like too hard. Like he's like, oh.
I mean, they probably just like spit in his drinks and shit. You know what I mean? And just be like, "Oh, you gonna make me get some water?"
If that happens, it would just make me so happy. He
was the guerrilla terrorist in the food service industry.
Do not watch. I cannot go when you watch.
Apart from seasoning the lobster bisque, he farted on meringue, sneezed on braised endive, and as for the cream of mushroom soup, well...
Go ahead. Tell him.
You get the idea.
I mean, legitimately, dude, I was reading this book where this guy has a bodyguard in it, and like he watches the people cook the dude's food that he's protected and shit. And I'm just like, man, like I know that if I was in that position, like let's say like I was just like a personal assistant I've never spit in anybody's food, but like if I just had an asshole boss, like it'd be like, bruh, you made a crucial error here, sir. Because what you did forget is that I don't play by the rules. You know what I'm saying? Just every day, just grab a couple of nut hairs.
Sterile, so I know this won't kill you, but.
Oh, I just be putting nut hairs in this shit, though. Like, fuck that. You eating a sandwich? Oh, that's a heroin. I'm like, damn, that chef nasty as fuck.
I would never, as like Donald Trump, I would never let anyone serve me food. I would be like, I'm cooking all my meals myself. I cannot risk nut hair. Apparently, nut hairs are in the mix. Like, I didn't know.
You know how like you can just like put a fine mist on the plate where you would never get caught. Where like if you're just like carrying it to his table, you're just going like over his plate. You know what I mean? Just hit a little beatbox as you go over his plate and just hand to him like, here you go, Mr. President. Just a little sprinkle. That's how you caught Corona. See what I'm saying? Like, it was like somebody spit on them. You know what I mean?
They're just guys just wiping their ass with their hands. Just fucking.
Well, hey.
I hope that's happening.
Hopefully he's eating enough shit sandwiches this entire time to make up for all the bullshit he's been talking. And on that note, you know.
A shit sandwich. Hopefully, the next time we talk about that guy, it's because he lost. So.
Yeah, man.
We'll see.
But I feel like this has been a great episode. We've been hitting our stride, man. I think I'm getting funnier, man. I don't know.
I don't know. I
don't know if you should say that on air.
You are. I was laughing, so I was supposed to be. Hopefully the other 8 people listening to this shit love it.
Exactly. Man, I'm trying to get us some fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all better share this shit, man. God damn. What's wrong with y'all, man?
30 episodes in, man.
I ain't trying to talk about nobody, but I be seeing people on Facebook where it's like they'll be doing something like that. They be like, God damn, y'all don't never share my shit, man. Like, what the fuck, man? Like somebody vote for me, man.
When somebody just, like, has a temper tantrum because of that shit. It's like, nobody listen to my shit, man.
It's like, man, I know the feeling, dog. It's like, shit, join the club, bro.
Yeah,
it's like, nobody got no love for me, man. Except for the people that like
the only thing you could do is almost die, and that's how you could like post about that, and you'll get some like a couple more Facebook likes. That's about it.
It's crazy because, man, it is like literally a chick right now as we speak. Every post she put up is just like, you know, a little half-dressed shit, and then it's like, bitch got 800 likes on this shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll put some really like thoughtful shit on there, like, I think we all need to come together as a people and unite as one. And like, you'll get 3 likes. And it's like 3 people that don't agree with this. All the rest of y'all like, fuck me. And uniting this shit, fuck y'all then.
Man, where the cities at, man? Shut up.
Right. It's like, man, we came here to beat off, man. It's the warm up before we get to the hardcore shit.
Man, ain't a fuck video. Man, what the fuck?
But that's why I think it's funny people try to get love on the internet. It's like, bro, this is the wrong place for that, man. Like, you might as well just go
outside and talk to get it from a real person. I don't need.
Right.
That's why I wish I cared more to put this shit up and like publicize it. Like I know you should on social media, but it's just like I don't give a.
I mean, like, here's the thing that really sucks, dude, is, like, I always had a fear of being famous because, like, of that Robin Williams type shit, where it's just, like, I feel like I would never be happy. Like, I would be like, man, everywhere I go, people want me to perform now, dude. Because, like, I used to be, like, a class clown and shit, and I stopped doing that when I got to, like, 7th, 8th grade. Because I was like, man, I keep getting in trouble and shit for cracking jokes in class. And, like, I'm funny and everything, but if I was to become the world famous comedian, like, I guess maybe I would like, because I'd be getting checks and shit, but like, I wouldn't want to be like that dude all the time. Like, I met Eddie Griffin in real life. Eddie Griffin is always performing, bro. But maybe that's just how he is, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that gels with his personality.
I think that guy might be crazy, bro.
But he's never not trying to make people laugh. Like, it was crazy because, like, we were in, like, a business meeting and he said something funny and was, like, looking at people like, like, trying to, like, because he has this thing where, like, when he laughs, he looks at you to be like, you gonna laugh, ain't you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's okay. Right. You know what I mean? But it's just like,
yeah, Eddie, yeah.
Right. It's like, I'm trying to talking to you about starting a business, though, man. Like, hold on. Like, hey, man, you know, that was crazy. Motherfucking, when your jaws get stuck in your booty. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, bro, chill, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just know like I would like.
Yeah, that is crazy, Eddie.
Right.
About the 401k option though that we're gonna do. You know what about 401k is when you touch the booty, right?
Like, I just feel like if this podcast, like if our greatest dream came true and we just like made $1 billion off this podcast, but then people knew us, like I'd be so sad. Like I'd be locked in my house just in a mansion.
Leave my house. I don't leave my house anyway, so it's kind of works. And like as long as the checks come through, and I can just like get more yard away from where people could be near me in my house,
I'd be lying my ass off anywhere I went. Like, ain't you that dude off? Like, no. Yeah,
that's why I'm glad I can grow a beard, because I can like switch it up a little bit. Plus, I'm like tall and white, and if I like structure my haircut right, like people won't want to approach me just anyway. So I could like, you know.
Yeah, I see your little pedo stash there. Good job, bro, growing that.
Hey, dude.
You look like a fucking baseball player from fucking.
Dude, that's hilarious. Everyone I've heard tell me or that's like seen me on video says that. And if you look up Dennis Eckersley, the Oakland Athletics baseball.
Yeah, I was about to say you play for the Oakland A's, motherfucker. I was just literally about to say
Dennis Eckersley, bro. I kind of do, and I'll take that.
It's funny.
I respect that.
Man, Matt will throw a knuckleball so clean. Hey, man, y'all better get with
it. Dude, I got that slider action, bro.
Oh man, well, all right, we bullshit now, y'all. We didn't talk about all we gonna talk. Like, hey, man, it's been real.
Yeah, man, it's been good talking to you, bro.
Yeah, definitely, man. As always, our weekly therapy session here.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Well, it's nice talking to you. Thanks for listening, everybody. This is week 30, so hopefully next week we still can record, and you know we don't have to talk about numbnuts anymore. We'll see. So
30 bands, 30 band, 30 grand, 30 bands, dirty bands, 30 dirty bands. I think yeah, I knew you like that money bag, dog.
I mean, I've had that song in my head since you came up with it.
All right, bro.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Yeah.